Welcome to a very special episode of Make48. We're going to show you some behind-the-scenes action.
Get to know our crew and our tool techs. And let's take a peek at some behind-the-scenes footage.
Stick around, you won't want to miss this.
What's going on? I'm ready for another great weekend with Make48. Woo!
My name is Tom Gray. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Make48. Make48 was founded back in 2015.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Make48!
Welcome to Make48, a live competition show that pits 15 teams from across the globe in a 48-hour invention competition.
I am one of 4 co-founders, and my background was product development. So think of taking a rough prototype through perfection and through to manufacturing, marketing, distribution. My co-founders, Rich, Bob, and Kurt, they were really good makers and inventors.
And they had this wonderful idea to do a 48-hour competition where it was all about innovation. That was really kind of the start of Make48.
So you think you have a big idea? Tune in and turn on Make48.
My name is Amy Gray. I am the host of Make48, and I also wear a few different hats. I plan the events with Courtney, and I also am the CFO. Prior to starting this business, I was an accountant, so I take care of all the bookkeeping, the payroll, HR, whatever else that Tom needs me to do.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Wait, hold on. I'm acting like I got shot.
There we go, this is it.
My name is Courtney Rosenquist, and I am the event planner, and I do social media. I started with Make48 in 2021, right before season 4 started.
My name is Cassandra Munoz. My role at Make48 is working in communications, marketing, field producer, and being Tom Gray's assistant. I have worked at Make48 since 2017. I started a couple of weeks before we filmed our second event.
My name is Brett Kisker. I'm the Director of Education for Make48. My background was project-based learning and engineering and all that STEM stuff, but then mixed with how do you get businesses and schools to engage with each other.
Vanilla, mix that medicine, go down.
They will both go under that barely though.
24 hours before the event, our trailer rolls into town. We kind of make jokes that we're the traveling circus because we come in with all of our staff, all of our tools, and unload everything. So we're starting, bright and early the day before. So we're doing, everything from the registration table, team tables, all the tools, woodworking, metal, epoxy. We have our own speaker systems, TVs, you name it, and it's probably in our massive trailer.
The culture and the production of Make48 in the past, in the early days, has changed quite a bit from where we are today.
We used to just do one event per year.
It was open for everybody across the United States, so a lot of older people, a lot of families. In 2020, when COVID hit, Tom Gray had to rethink how we're going to move forward, and we started doing city competitions.
Now we do 5 events a year. We really focused on the early years to solve, and we still do, corporate problems for a real company or a real business. We've really pivoting 50% now to solve problems for maybe a charity, a lot more social good issues.
It's helped drive our grassroots sponsorships. We've met many makers across the country, so it's been an incredible change.
As we were growing over the past 10 years, we knew we couldn't scale events because just a small amount of people could do them. And it was like, how do we scale with everyday people to learn?
Wouldn't it be cool if we had just kids across the country that were creating new products for business partners? That's what I, in a nutshell, am trying to build up through the education piece of it, the classroom component that we offer. The idea is the same as the TV show. Get a challenge from a business partner, and then provide training and resources to teachers and students, and structure as well, so that schools in their classrooms can have kids that are working in small teams and going through the exact same process that they do in our live TV show. We went from a pilot in the summer of 2024 with one school and one business partner to we will have, over the course of just this school year alone, 2,400 kids, 120 schools, almost 20 states participating, which is pretty amazing.
Let's take a deeper dive into getting to know our tool techs. That's it. You don't have a
Do you
line.
want me to do anything?
No.
Or do we just hand you this pocket? Here's some yogurt out of my pocket.
I grew up on a dairy farm, north central Arkansas, and it was very much the mentality of build or fix, never buy. So growing up, I was always working with tools. I mean, I learned to use a table saw when I was probably 10 or 12 years old. In college, I took an intro to theater class. Our teacher said something about, hey, if you come help us build set, we'll give you some bonus points on your test, whatever it was. And I jumped on it. I was like, all right, this is awesome. Within 2 or 3 weeks, they offered me a scholarship, paid for about half of my college, if I get a theater minor to build sets for them. And I just spent the last 3 years of college building sets for the theater department. From there, just kind of kept going, kept building. Worked for the state parks, building trails all over the state of Arkansas. After I graduated college, I worked for my mom, building her house, which has since been featured in a few magazines. It's just something I've kind of almost always done in my life.
For my day job, I am a propulsion engineer at NASA. I work a lot with rockets, rocket engines, and astronauts.
So I've been a very hands-on problem solver since I was a young boy. My parents, they were kind of a blue-collar type family, and so my dad, very early on, was always willing to solve the problem on his own, fix his air conditioner, fix the water heater, and so I tagged along and was grabbing the tools or figuring stuff out. As a young boy, one of the first businesses that I actually owned was repairing my friends' bicycles and lawnmowers. That was sort of my hands-on learning process. You kind of have to figure it out as you go. You know, one of my first jobs was in a machine shop, running mills and lathes, learning how to weld, learning how to fabricate. That kind of sparked my curiosity to move into manufacturing and specifically into mechanical engineering. And so I'm a degreed mechanical engineer. I'm blessed to have built rockets, rocket engines, sent humans to space. And so all that allowed me to ultimately share those experiences through my social media channels and through some of my following, and be able to give back that experience of learning and teaching from a mechanical standpoint, a technical standpoint.
So I went to school for mechanical engineering. I did that for my undergrad and master's degrees. I think engineering is a cool way of understanding how physical things work, but the art side of it is something that I've always been passionate about and is kind of always influenced stuff that I've made or my personal projects and interests. In my free time, I work on a lot of miniatures, a lot of like art through 3D printing. Also, I have woodworking experience, some experience with the laser, hand tools, stuff like that. Really like a lot of different things coming together. It's really important for me, for the students, especially because they're all younger, to see that, yeah, these are all tool techs, but I'm the only girl, or there's a few girls, but there's not many. But just seeing someone like me in that position can kind of hopefully inspire them to say, oh, that kind of looks like me. Like, I could do that. I could be that person. I could be that maker. That's something that I didn't have as much growing up, and I think is really important for people looking to get into engineering or making in general.
I approached desktop 3D printing as a hobby, and there was a point in my career where I introduced that in my day job, and it crossed over and discovered that not a lot of people knew this was a tool you could use. Rewinding back to college, I saw that I didn't need to be an engineer to get access to technology, so I changed to graphic design. So then later on, I jumped from graphic design to this desktop 3D printing, and sort of the maker movement, and sort of tripped and fell into a career. But what keeps me going is I still get to learn and teach others, whether it's engineers at big companies or kids that come to these events.
When I was 13, I competed in Make48 Indianapolis. What I really remember vividly was there was a lady working on the laser there, and I remember watching it move and thinking, like, this must be some sort of magic. To me, that magic of creation was really fascinating, and I spent a very long time after that working on how I myself could capture that magic and create, and that led me to becoming a tool tech.
Go. Ah! And then smile. Ah! There you go.
I mean, I think working with the tool techs is probably one of the best things about our events. We've seen people like Miles, who started at 13 and now he's been one of the lead tool techs. We did bring on Christina for this first time this year, and the way she connects with the rest of the tool techs is just perfectly. She fits in like a little piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These are all of my coffees.
Nice.
We have a full cortado flight, cinnamon roll, brown sugar, and Bumble.
I think the funniest thing, and it wasn't supposed to be funny, but when Tyler was at Vandermont and he kept calling it Vandermort.
Plus his buttons. This is not Harry Potter.
Being that we're here at Vandermort, this is the Vandermort, and the Vandermort shield, if we'd have Vandermort, and that would highlight the Vandermort. I've mispronounced Vandermont, and I was saying Vandermort, but I took a lot of heat from that.
Woo! Tyler as our referee at the hardware run.
Oh my gosh. He thrives at that.
Let's let this start. Let's go!
I'm having lots of fun.
Excellent.
I've already had a couple fouls.
We got a flag on the play because no one has as nice of a flow as this fine man. Paint. What are you guys looking for?
27 hex nuts. Take one.
Let's learn more about how Make48 is made.
Do they want to
Shut up like a continental soldier. Do your thing. Hey, low.
Wait, I gotta readjust that camera. Wait, you're too tall.
Yeah, we have some really good behind the scenes that happen at the events. Every event has its own story to tell.
I'm like, let me first find. All right, here we go.
Where do the cows go on dates? The movies? Yeah.
Have this on, or should I take like what is it? No, like up, like.
What? Wait. Okay, got it.
We actually did a competition at the Harley-Davidson Museum. We hosted the event at, it was the Milwaukee School of Art, yes, and Design, yeah. So we hosted it there, but then we actually held the judging and deliberation portion at the Harley-Davidson Museum. And being a traveling show, we really didn't know all the different spaces that we were going to be in. We hadn't actually been to that museum and tested things out. So the event ends and we're going to have to move everything over to this event space. And it was hot and we were sweating and trying to set up this judging location area. We could not, for the life of us, get the audio and the video to really kind of jive in that space, and we were stressing. Luckily, we have an amazing behind the scenes team. All of our video production team figured it out in enough time to get this thing rolling, but I was stressed. And the crazy thing is you don't see that on camera. We don't show that a lot, but it was a little intense there for a little while.
3, 2, 1, action.
Welcome back to Fisher's Maker Playground. Let's go.
All right, we're already on.
Oh, you are?
No.
No.
Why did the turtle cross the road? To get to the Shell station.
3, 2, 1, drop it like it's hot. Oh yeah. That's some BTS right there.
All right. Yeah, this is Chris. He's ready to go for the weekend. Come on now.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
The Woo 60 frames per second, maintain audio pitch.
No way. That's not for you.
Like that?
I just want you all to seem like you like each other.
Yeah, we do. Somewhat. What?
He's zooming in. I made my coffee. I don't know where I put it.
Sorry. Amy Gray. I'm married to this fool.
Oh.
Can't look at the camera. Go look off camera. Go
Oh.
look at the poll.
We're looking at the poll? Okay. My favorite event was definitely the Women in STEM event. What can I say? It was about she sheds.
The environment, the hype, the vibe all weekend was just electric.
There was so much support from all the teams. Everybody was cheering everyone else on.
To do a Women in STEM themed event was very near and dear to my heart. I have 2 girls of my own, and so even when they were little, I was trying to get them to understand that they could do STEM related stuff. Before I came to Make48, I was an engineering teacher for a long time, and so that led me to do a lot of recruiting of girls for our program. It's like, wow, I've been doing this for years, so bringing together all my worlds.
It really just showed that women belong in a space that has historically been male dominated, and they crushed it, honestly. It's
Bolts and brains on the Sunday morning when I got to the event.
At Vandermont?
At Vandermont.
Yeah.
Their product was in maybe 10, 20 pieces and was nowhere near finished. And that's on Sunday morning. There was about 4 hours to go. And they hadn't made their product video, had not made their sales sheet.
Right.
And they put it all together and bang, they win Vandermont.
The koozie by the Bolts and Brains!
That's pretty
That
impressive.
was the biggest surprise I'd seen.
Yeah.
Women in STEM, I'd say, was probably my most fun event because it was up to the last minute working on the students' challenges. We worked with one of the schools where we were trying to get that hydroponic system working, and I was retaping it and gluing it after the clock stopped, and that was just memorable because That is why we do this as a tool tech. We commit to like making sure these teams have the best prototype they can so they can go pitch it, but that they can be proud of that and have confidence, like to give them a prototype that they said, we thought of it, we designed it, we pitched it.
I've been attending Make48 events since season 2. I enjoy coming back to these events just because as a person who deals with innovation and invention every day, sometimes it can drag a little bit, but when you see these young inventors and these teams come together and really try to jump on an idea, it kind of reinvigorates my interest and passion for the intellectual property world as well.
There are a lot of prototypes I've enjoyed that didn't win. One of those prototypes was at Winona competition at Southeast College. The Wingers had a great pitch. I thought their idea was great. They didn't place in the competition, but they were able to make it to nationals because a team had to drop out. So their prototype was for Fastenal, and it was about controlling oil spills on factory manufacturing floors, so that alleviates any safety issues.
The one that I saw that immediately jumped out at me was the one that was from the Milwaukee School of Engineering team at the Women in STEM event. They came up with a little planter device that you water your plant, and then the water that's left over gets distributed to other plants. And as soon as I saw that, I was thinking of my wife, and I was like, oh my gosh, we would have like 10 of these at our house.
So many great moments, so many emotional moments this entire season. But I think definitely the Dream Makers from the Kansas State School for the Blind winning the whole season was, I felt like a proud parent. They're not my kids, but like we've just seen these kids grow up, and to just see them like truly prove to everyone that there are no limits, whether you have, you know, a visual impairment or not, it's just so good.
Perfectly.
So good.
I love that.
For doing the events for 10 years, yes, we have some amazing endings, but it's a lot more than that now, right? We want to build the ecosystem. That comes with a lot more schools getting involved, a lot more of our business partners. We want to see a lot more recruitment.
I just love our Make48 team so much. I don't think we could do this without our film crew. We couldn't do it without our tool techs. We couldn't do it without our supporters. We have supporters everywhere. I couldn't do my job personally without the people around me. I love our Make48 community.
This is almost like a relaunch. 10 years of traditional Make48, now it's got a lot more purpose, right? A lot more people can get involved. And we want to see the best colleges up against the smallest rural schools, and everyone's equal.
I hope that all the teams and the families know that we genuinely want them to succeed. We want them to learn throughout the weekend and really become the next generation of innovators.
We've got a lot of hope. Season 10 is going to be fun.
It will be fun.
We hope you enjoyed this special look at the making of Make48. Tune in next season for more making.